Jim, this question for the late night drive-thru comes in from Mark J. Hello, Jim. I've heard from various podcasts and interviews that Vince McMahon dislikes and hates tag team wrestling. During your time there, was that the impression you got?
No, it's not that he hates tag team wrestling. It's that he doesn't feature tag team wrestling in main events. And if he has big stars, he wants to make them all singles. And, he'll put tag matches on the card, but he just doesn't care, to be quite honest. And I don't know why, that it developed that way. I mean, he had such great teams in the 80s. Otherwise, then he just has convinced himself he wants everybody to be an individual name. And then they keep setting tag teams up. But if you notice, every time that a tag team really does get over, generally one of the guys in it gets over better than the other one. All of a sudden, boom, and there you go, and he makes him a single.
Yeah.
Can you think of any case recently where there has not been the case, which I feel bad for? And by the way, get well soon to both members of the Revival who've had a horrible year injury-wise. But it's not that he hates it. He just doesn't. And if he's not going to put two top guys, he'll put two top guys together as a team for a pay-per-view against two other top guys or a four-way or whatever, but he won't put two main event guys together as a tag team. And until he does that, it ain't going to draw and it ain't going to be over.
It is interesting just because he came up with there always being strong tag teams in the WWF. His father always had, usually led by Lou Albano, a strong heel tag team and then a top babyface tag team.
Well, and also, if you go back further than that, he would not only, his favorite wrestler was Dr. Jerry Graham, who was a part of the greatest tag team of the time, the Graham Brothers, and his father basically built a Northeast off Rocca and Perez, who were the biggest drawing tag team of all time in their place, in their territory. But no. And and I mean, when we had some tag matches on, and then, we put Bulldog and Owen together, but that was more because it fit the kind of Hart Foundation storyline, I think, than anything else, but it's very hard to get them to feature a tag team or to put two top guys together without him wanting to break one of them off because he sees something somewhere.
You were in the office when he broke up the Smoking Guns, correct?
Was I?
Because I'm asking, was that one of those examples where he said one guy's going to really get over, I want to break them apart?
Well, I'm apologizing to both of them, Billy and Bart, because I guess I was. And he thought Billy, because I think Billy he thought had some spark of something, so he was going to break him off as a single. But boy, he didn't do Bart any favors with that fucking brawl for all business with Butterbean. So it just kind of happened that way, I think. Yeah.
And you never had any discussions with Vince about tag teams?
Well, I mean, yes, we did. We had the Body Donnas and we'd had the Godwins and we had at various points, we had a lot of tag teams at that, the Headbangers. But it was almost like fucking segregation. You couldn't sell him on the idea of crossing over. Well, let's take these two singles guys, the top names, and put them together with this and that way. Oh, no. It was, for the most part, if you go back and look, all the tag teams in the 90s WWF, from the Godwins to that whole era, right, that had all those cartoony underneath or mid-card tag teams, they never did programs or matches of any consequence other than one-shot bullshit on TV against guys that were primarily from the singles roster. There was always incestual in the tag teams, so you couldn't get anywhere. If you did have a big main event tag team match, like with Shawn Michaels and Diesel, then you could put two big main event fucking baby faces when the Michaels and Diesel were heels together, and that would be a pay-per-view match, but then they'd go back into their own singles programs. But you would never get the Headbangers never worked with fucking the top main event fucking heels when they were baby faces in a program, and the Headbangers were the tag team champions.
Well, the other thing he got into a pattern of doing in this century was where he would have a tag team, and let's say they would be tag team champions, and then they would lose in a handicap match to Triple H or someone, or he would just take tag team champions and beat them on TV.
Thankfully, that actually came after my time in, there where I had to fucking look at that horse shit. Oh, there's the IRS calling me right now. I guess you had to listen to the experience to know that story. But anyway, that just became a byproduct, I think, of a combination of, it used to be a rule of thumb that it was no shame for tag team wrestlers individually to lose to a top singles guy, because but then the top singles guys, when you put them together, they should lose to the regular main event tag team because they're less experienced. That was the rule of thumb. Well, somehow with all the comedy writers and Vince thinking it okay, it became, no, the top singles guy can beat the tag team by himself. Because what the fuck, because he's a singles guy. And the comedy writers gone along with it because they know that the tag team championship is not revered on a level with the singles title, and it's just fed on itself. And now they don't even think about it probably when they do it. But I can tell you in the major NWA promotions of the 70s and 80s, and it definitely in the Carolinas, the NWA World Heavyweight title and the NWA World Tag Team title were thought of and presented by the promotion as equal prominence. And of course, then it's just because it was Flair that was the champion. Everybody knew he was the man and he was the top guy, but the tag team title was presented as equal importance to the singles championship.